Charlie,
Charlie,
you
With
little
Y.
bitch.
we are live.
Good fucking morning, world.
We're live.
But we're
We're
not
live.
alive.
We're not alive.
Live. Everything is about
It
lives.
is a construct.
Hello, lizard.
Not a snake.
Godzilla.
Oh, it is a
It's a
dinosaur.
dinosaur.
So
Don't
fucking
scare me like this.
Hi, welcome, hello.
Hi. Welcome to back to Book of Time.
Yay!
It's been a minute. We're back here after one of our party members had finished up their journeys in the cold north. Yeah, it's today we get back on with the actual story instead of side questing shenanigans.
We are a bunch of side quest NPCs, aren't we?
And
As
then
people. Checks out.
so yeah, now we'll just go to we'll do recaps first of
Oh,
what
fuck.
happened, excluding where it's colder, what happened in the last 2 to 3 sessions of Book of Time. Callie.
Party had to go to Ituby. That is exactly what the boy remembers.
I mean, to be fair, I think that's been true since the very start of the campaign.
Mm-hmm.
No.
There's the pain
Chris.
expression. He's about to cry.
I'm gonna slap that bitch.
Chris, what we gotta do? What's the recap?
Sorry, I was too busy resubbing. Hang on, let me break out my chaotic captions. We did get a boat from a man whose brother I knew, which was pretty cool. And then we got on the boat, and then everything was absolutely fine, and we got off the boat with like no issues.
Yeah. Cryo.
Alright, so before we got in the boat, I remember Jackson and Serenia went to see the apothecary, doctors, something like that, where Serenia got an upgrade that made her functional.
An
There.
upgrade.
Yeah, so we went to find a ship for hire. We bartered with the captain. He gave us voyage, and halfway through it, we got fucking ganked by zombies. And other fun things.
I'm gonna gang the captain. What will he do?
And yeah, that's about all I can remember off the top of my head.
Sorry about that.
Nikki.
We got a visit from the curator in Bleakford. We found out the book is in Ituby. That's why he's waiting for us there. We don't know why he needs us there, but we have our guesses. We got on a boat. A rat boy got us attacked by zombies, or could have prevented us being attacked by zombies. And then
Cutting out, baby.
no.
Worse? Somehow it's worse.
Let's do this. How's that? That better? Okay. What did you hear?
Had a visit from the curator.
We heard that the book is in Ituby, and that's why he's waiting for us there. We don't know why he's waiting for us there to get the book, but the book is there. There's no library in Ituby. It's a bog place. And then we got on a boat to go to Ituby. We left Snaros behind where it's colder happened. And we got on a boat, and there was a rat boy who was trying to prevent zombies from happening, but then he got caught, and then he didn't prevent zombies from happening. And then he got beat to death by a refrigerator, and now we're here. And Serenia died. Briefly.
Okay.
Hey.
Serenia's bootleg Revivify scroll actually worked, so that was impressive. Arnia just mostly spent time when not being dead, working on a spell, avoiding seasickness.
Thomas,
Most of it was covered. Yeah.
you weren't there for the last one, but what about the others?
You're muted, Beb.
Was about to say, so last time we decided to take a boat. That was our last decision, and we ended on that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, then you had a very difficult seasick dream, and we laid you down and put you on a bed of roses.
Oh,
And
don't
you're
lay me
about to
down.
wake up.
You
wake
harvested
up
scum
from
from
deep.
tadpoles for me. The entire boat ride.
he was so seasick that he was completely just out of it before he even got on the boat.
He vomited into Chris's eye.
That's
All
how
right.
it all happened.
Yeah, that pretty well hits all the nails on the head. Yeah, it's been a time. Book of time. Yeah. So now I guess we do announcements. Do we have announcements?
Only really two. One is the same announcement I've been making for like a week and like 3 weeks, and I just never did. But Nikki is a better human than I, so merch is updated in the shop. We got rid of some guys, put in the new guys from A World's Rebirth. Shout out to Nikki for being more efficient than I've been. Love you so very much. And we're doing a week of one shots. That's right. A week. It's an extravaganza. It's a Christmas extravaganza. 4 DMs, 4 systems, 4 days. December 27th to 30th. Normal stream time. Details will be in the server. ! Discord. Join us. Cryo's running a game. Callie, Nikki, myself. Only one of them is D&D. The rest are going to be absolute unknown, chaotic beasts of their own right. Can't heckin' wait.
All right.
And that's it.
Sweet. Then we will jump back into Book
You
of
want to
Time.
make your announcement?
Yeah, didn't you have an announcement?
Oh yeah, that's right.
We're getting married.
Hi.
Yes, and I'm inviting all of you.
Yeah. Hi everyone. My name's an actual wombat.
Hi, Wombat.
Hi there. And I am doing a week of streams for charity, specifically for Hope for the Day, which is a not-for-profit focused around reducing the stigma of mental illness and improving mental health and educating people on how to go about seeking help and stuff like that. And yeah, so I'm going to be running a week of streams for basically most of the days. Well, all the days, but most of the day, all the days, from the 24th of December through to the 31st of December. And that will be happening over on my channel, an actual wombat. And I will be getting some help from a couple of my other friends who do streaming. And currently we've got the goal set at 1,000 because the last time I did this, we raised over $1,000, which was massive. But this time I'm hoping that we can smash it even further. But yeah, good time. Anyway,
Starting on the 23rd,
4th.
24th, Christmas Eve.
Yes.
Well,
If I strip doing that week, ooh, I'll just have my camera off. But yeah, sure thing. I'll send you pictures. So
It's
you know
it's
I
fine.
did it.
I'll see it to one of the other cameras.
Do a hot tub stream.
Okay. Um,
I'm
Plans.
changing bikini. Come, I will be back in a few seconds.
Ooh.
alrighty.
What you
Now-
gonna do when I'm coming home?
We open the book of time once more, and we journey back aboard a boat in the morning sea, just off the coast of Ituby. After a freak storm and a awful assault by the undead, the party managing to secure a victory, barely. And one of the party members, maybe more, I don't really remember, ran off to go and squish a rat. So we will pick back up there. The battle is finished. The rat ran downstairs at the start of it. And all of a sudden, Mary, Mork, you made the decision, I'm going to stomp that little shit. And so you sort of begin making your way downstairs, where a bunch of the sort of crew members who weren't up the top of the deck and who were sort of staying secured down below are all around, sort of all huddling together after hearing the sounds of fighting and screams, and it's dark. Like all the lights have been sort of shut off. It's very hard to see, but you can hear a little bit of sort of scratching along the ground as you enter into this sort of larger storage area full of boxes and cargo.
Hmm. Yeah, you probably have to forgive me because my voice is still on the spritz. But yeah, coming in just he can't smell. I know he can't smell, but he's gonna give an almighty like sort of looking through and just making noise and trying to see if he can hear like the panic intensify as like walking down like doing nails on the fucking side of the ship with his big old claw hand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Roll me an intimidation check.
I think I have advantage on these while the other half is out, which is
You
very
do.
rare.
Ooh.
Okay, yeah. 19, so 23.
Yeah. Sweet. Yeah, so you're sort of walking along, just stomping your way through. You're sort of stomping your way through, like scratching along the walls here. And you can hear like a sort of or like panicked like scurrying and like sort of stuff being shifted sort of just a bit further ahead of you, and there's almost like someone who's like trying to steady their breathing but failing to.
As soon as he hears that sound locking on it, just starts charging straight into it, shoving boxes out of the way, smashing through boxes if needs be. Dum 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 dum.
Yeah, so you smash a couple of these boxes on the way through, and the cargo within, like flour and that sort of stuff, just all pour out onto the deck, and all of a sudden you've got this little rat boy in your hand. And I believe, was anyone going down to chase him? I forget. I thought Ambrose did, but I could be wrong.
Ambrose was going down just to make sure that he didn't kill the doctor because we were going to go see the doctor.
Okay. Okay, cool. Yeah, so Ambrose, you sort of make your way down these stairs in as well, and you just sort of see Mork covered in flour and like bits of produce like along the floor, and just like a rat in his hands.
Hey, Haas, was that the doctor?
It was
No.
a turtle.
And then, yeah, if Ambrose doesn't say anything else, he's just turning his attention onto this rat and just shoves it onto the floor, putting all of his weight on it, just like, it's all your fault, it's all your fault, and now I get to squish you. He's gonna reach into its stomach and just start pulling bits of it out and throwing it across the side.
Ambrose just kind of nods and then goes to find the doctor.
All right. Yeah, I'm not even gonna require a roll for that. He's just dead, this poor little rat boy. So yeah, you sort of grabbing him, sort of throw him down onto the ground, sort of like just put enough pressure on it to crush it a bit, and then you begin pulling him apart and pulling his insides out.
As he's going, Ambrose throws out, "Hey, by the way, if you can stop making paste, Serena's away." He
What?
just walks away.
And now I would like to try and get Merrick to come back out, because that would be a...
Yeah, cool. Roll me a con save.
15.
Ogeen's just trying to sleep in the other room. And wow,
Sorry.
yeah,
Yeah.
22.
Hogan's asleep, hearing screaming and squishing. He actually says, Squirtle's awake.
Squirtle. Yeah.
Squirtle.
Squirtle. 22.
22. So, yeah. So, hearing that Serenia is awake, something within Mork begins to tick over, and all of a sudden, Mork feels compelled to sort of stuff itself away and repair the body.
Oh. Looking down at the big mess of a rat, just like... Oh.
Yeah, I'll clean it up. I'll get a bucket. Don't worry about it.
We all are on the
Just-
deck.
Just go see her.
Maybe I did do this. Maybe I should go and, yeah, let's run upstairs, try and find Serenia.
Ambrose goes looking for a bucket.
Yeah, there's a bucket.
Ogeen is awakened by entrails landing on his face.
Again. And now we go into the quarters where you lot were all staying, and we see Ogeen waking up from a
Oh, I was so tired.
recovering from his seasickness. You awaken to the sounds of screaming, squelching, stomping, crashing.
I'm gonna jump, ready to fight.
Yeah, so the almost all the lights in this ship have been put out. It's just dark. Going through the sort of crew door, you are brought out into this deck, and there's a few of the crew members who are all sort of huddled about, talking and sort of shying away a bit from what's going on. And following the sound, it leads you into this sort of storeroom, cargo bay area. And as you sort of begin to get closer to it, that sound of stomping and squelching stops, and as you turn the corner and going through the door, and you see Marigold standing there, covered in blood, over a pile of mush, and Mary begins to turn and walk away back upstairs as Ambrose walks off grabbing a mop and bucket. Sorry.
What is going on? That's not your normal color, Marigold, Mary.
No, it's not. You may want to come with me. Try and lead her getting upstairs.
You're kind of scary saying that with blood all over you.
Hey, you want to come with me?
I guess yes.
So the two of you go back upstairs, and there's as you get back up, there's this sort of wonderful sort of sea breeze that just immediately hits you, getting fresh air, and you see Serenia sort of getting back up to her feet. Jackson and the captain and first mate standing about around them.
Just a question on that fresh sea breeze. Are there any corpses on the deck at the moment?
I'd say there probably would have been at least like a few, but they would have like sort of been pushing them overboard by now.
Okay.
Just running straight to Serenia and trying to re-kill her with a bear hug.
Oh fuck! Okay. He got bitten by a zombie. We gotta destroy the brain.
There is no brain. There is only the chip.
All right. Yeah, Serena, you sort of get woken back up after having this revivify spell cast on you. You sort of come back to consciousness, and consciousness sort of fades in and out a bit. Eventually, you get woken up again as familiar large metal arms just scoop you up and almost crush you.
Harry, I can't breathe.
But people don't
Starts like
need...
pounding on
Oh, yeah.
metal.
People do need to breathe, yeah. Oh. Don't you go dying on me again.
It's not really my fault. She just like starts rubbing her hands and like looking at the ship and looking at herself, ripped dress, bloodied skin. It's ever been quite like that before. Just longer. I did not like that.
No. No.
And as you're sort of standing around talking, the captain sort of walks up to you, says, "Glad you're awake, but you might want to go and have a conversation with the doctor. Just get yourself checked out."
Mm-hmm. And she would literally just like wrap herself in her cloak more and like try to be as small as she physically can and just walk down to see where the doctor is.
Yep. Yeah, so sort of now hearing like, you know, people have been running up and down the stairs and like the sound of fighting's over. The rest of the crew who have been sort of hidden away downstairs all begin sort of getting back to their duties, and suddenly like lights start appearing in the ship again as people go around lighting the lanterns, and you make your way down to the very bottom, where the doctor's cabin is, which is right behind the cabin where you lot have been staying. And as you sort of walk in, you see this older, turtle man wearing a sort of tan suit with blue trim. And he's just sort of sitting there writing away in a little journal, barely noticing your arrival.
She would just like very awkwardly take her knuckle and just like tap it on the door frame.
And he looks up.
Hi.
Hello?
I was like dead 30 seconds ago. Like dead. Like,
Yeah, that, yeah, sit down.
she would go and like sit on the little stool and like pull her knees up to her chest and pull her skirt over her knees and just like sit and awkwardly stare, probably forgetting to blink.
And he sits there, sort of looking at you. And he says, all right, can you describe what you're feeling to me? And what sort of, what resulted in you dying? We heard fighting coming from upstairs.
I don't really remember what it was. It just went cold and then black. Then it was lonely, like really lonely. Then I remember waking up. And there was Jackson and Ambrose. And they were there.
All right, just let me have a quick look. And he's like sort of just giving you a basic checkup. And he grabs like a lantern off of the wall and sort of holds it up above you and says, if you could just look into the lantern for me. And as you look in the lantern, he sort of focuses in on your eyes. And he sort of begins to seem a bit more unsettled. And as he looks at more of your body and sees some of these zombie-inflicted wounds, he begins taking a closer inspection at them, which have begun to have some sort of infection spreading in them, like bubbling and pussy. And he says, "Oh, that's not good." Okay. Were they whatever it was that you were fighting? Was it some sort of undead?
I think so. But like, not in. Yeah, like undead, like they've been dead and got back up.
All right. Yes. Unfortunately, you are showing signs of a disease known as zombie necrosis.
Serenia rolls her eyes. Let me add that to the list. And she literally pulls out a notebook, and under everything that's wrong with her right now, the most recent one he'd see would be functional underlined. He would add zombie necrosis.
She's
Sorry, she would
riddled.
put zombie. Sad face.
Look, it's not really my area of expertise. I know what it is, but I don't have the means to cure it right now. But what I can do, and he sort of reaches off the shelf and like throws together a few ingredients, mixes it up into a sort of into like this sort of weird paste, and he sort of scoops them up with a spoon and says, "Now, this isn't going to taste good. I need you to eat it.
She just stares at it like it's a vegetable. And unwillingly eats whatever's on the spoon.
Yeah, it tastes like, you know the smell that ants make when you crush them?
No.
Okay. Then that's just me. Okay.
Yes.
I feel
I
like
know
that
the
says a
smell of
lot
that.
about our character.
It's like a burning.
It's an acid.
Yeah.
It's a burning,
Sorry.
pungent smell.
Yeah.
Doesn't
It
smell
tastes like
great.
that.
Learning something about a few of you today.
Yep.
Well, you've never accidentally crushed an ant.
I've never
Never
then.
sniff its body after.
How do you crush an ant and then get down and sniff it?
No, it's not
That's
that. but it's
really
like-
fucking strong.
Yeah, it's like you put your hand on it while you're standing up or whatever, and then like you go and
I don't know where you just smell
and
it.
then you go and like you're scratching your face or whatever, and you can smell it on your fucking hand.
No.
You know,
Yeah, that happens to me a
accidentally-
lot in my office job, Wombat.
Oh yeah, sorry, that's right. I forgot you bitches.
Yeah.
You
We're
You know, when
indoor
you accidentally
cats.
crash an ant on your hand, you just go, oh, that's weird.
Sensational.
Yeah. That
Don't
was like
do
when
that,
you're.
kids.
That's the same sort of mindset I had when you were talking about how you get injuries from work, and it was smacking your thumb on a bucket of ice, and I was sitting there like, oh, okay.
Looked over your
Anyway.
right there.
Anyway, yeah. So it tastes like the smell of crushed ants. And as you sort of begrudgingly consume this, there's a sort of numbness that shoots through your body, and you can feel it sort of rushing towards where these bites and wounds from these zombies are, and the wounds begin to turn sort of numb. And he says, "Now this isn't going to cure it, but it will slow down the infection."
Thank you, I guess.
Now, let me just give you one of these, and he pulls a greater healing potion off of the shelf and hands it to you, and says, "Just it should help you feel a bit better."
I'm here. Do you happen to have like a piece of tape? And she points to like her awkward wood arm brace. It's kind of like half of it is splintered straight up. I just want anyone to like think less of me because I look unruly.
You want to cover the splint,
I just want to like tape it down so it's not like sticking up.
right?
It
Okay.
got broken the fight, and it's just.
And he sort of looks through his supplies, and he just sort of gets this bandage up off the shelf, and just quickly tightly wraps your arm around. Wraps it around this smashed splint.
Thank you. And she'd get up off the stool and wipe herself off. Not that there's anything on her, just like brush off her knees and wander up the stairs.
So Ambrose, you've been sweeping away.
Yeah, after I finish up removing the entrails from bottom of the boat.
Removing the entree.
Yeah, I give some to more. Obviously, waste some. But he'll go down to the doctor too because it was his end goal.
Yep.
And I imagine Serenia is still in there getting treated.
Yeah,
Probably.
like probably just as they're sort of finishing up, you sort of peek your head in through the door, and the doctor says, "Another one? Please don't tell me you've just died as well."
Only briefly.
Right, sit down.
Are you not familiar with Did you not hear all the ruckus upstairs?
I heard it. I don't know what it was.
Right, but I imagine it's not Rocket told you.
She didn't tell me exactly what it was. She couldn't remember. But I've come to the conclusion that it was some sort of perhaps you've had some sort of encounter with some undead.
We did. I know that you're used to kind of treating rope burns and the thing that makes your teeth fall out, but we we got bit real bad by these things.
All right. Yeah, 1 second. And he goes back to this sort of bowl of.
I don't mean to put you out. I feel like I'm interrupting something.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Just not used to having to deal with this sort of stuff. And he sort of scoops up
Me neither.
another spoonful of this grey paste and says, "Right, this won't taste well. This won't taste good, but just consume it."
And he does, and he goes, "It tastes like ants."
So I've been told. Right.
Do you know what this is? Have you experienced this before?
I've learned about it while I was getting my degree. It's known as
Educated. That's nice.
clearly. It's called zombie necrosis. It's a disease.
Oh, it's a
inflicted by,
disease.
Undead, yes. Specifically, zombified undead, and it rapidly spreads through the body, causing necrosis and eventually death. Where at the end, the disease itself takes over the body's. The body uses it as a host and spreads itself once more. It's sort of like a sentient disease almost.
How
Well,
long does that take?
Yeah, that was going to be my question. Do you think that we have until tomorrow?
I'd say so, especially after what I've just given you. It generally tends to vary between the person. You will eventually start to feel weaker as it goes on, unless you can get it treated properly, which unfortunately I do not have the means to do. But you'll feel yourself getting weaker and weaker and weaker, and it will vary from person to person. Like, if, for example, any gestures to Ambrose, you're a lot. You seem a lot
Taller?
more. Trying to think of the
Fear.
word. You
We don't
you
use
seem
that word for my people.
fuck off.
Chunkier.
You seem a lot more
Sturdy.
yeah, sturdy. Sure, we'll say that. Thank you, voice in my head. Yes. So I imagine it would take a bit longer for the disease to spread throughout you compared to your friend here, who clearly has a myriad of other issues as it is.
Her eyes get big as she's like waiting for him to like say something about her. Her eyes just like
Look, both of you clearly need help from someone who's able to help you right now.
Well, he looks at Serenia. If we can wait until tomorrow, we can talk to the gods and just get this all sorted out.
I imagine it would you've probably got about a few months, maybe, for both of you.
I can do it tomorrow morning. I just got to make sure that it's okay with the powers that be.
All right. Well, is there anything else I can do for you?
I don't think so.
Do you have any more of that ant medicine?
Tell you what, yes, you might need it. And he sort of hands you a bowl of just like, there's maybe 2 more scoops of like a spoon in it, and he sort of hands it to you and says, just take 1 spoonful whenever you begin to feel a bit weaker. It should at least stem the infection a bit.
Well, thank you very much. Did you make it or did you buy it?
I made it.
If you can give me the recipe, I would appreciate it.
He hands you a list of ingredients,
Fabulous.
which I will write out at a later date.
Thank you.
The ingredients are just ants, 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 ants.
A little bit of fire ant, a little bit of bull ant.
Sounded like house music a little bit.
What? Don't whatever you do,
that
don't take that
song.
paste near
And
the
you need
near the Ant-Man.
and
it
you
doesn't
need
work in the show.
one cup of juice ants.
Yeah. Makes perfect sense. Sidecar, you ready to go? You feeling all right?
As good as I can be.
We should probably go check on Hobbs. I don't know if he's doing so good.
Yeah. Let's go.
Maybe you should talk to him. I don't know if you could hear it, but I just had to clean a whole lot of rat guts off the bottom of the boat, so I don't know how he's feeling.
Probably give it a day. Let him
Yeah.
calm down and think of what I'm gonna say.
Featherman's awake. He's
How
up
did
and
he
about.
sleep through it all?
You have been seasick like that? Man, really knocks you out. You wind up bursting all the bubbles and the blood vessels around your eyes, and you get all blotchy. Really?
Well, when we were in Bleakford, I tried to draw on his face when he was asleep, but he woke up as soon as I got near him. I managed to
it was
do it
best.
here. It was quite impressive. Wait till you see him. He's got glasses and a mustache.
Weird.
I drew
Glasses
it all
and a
over him.
mustache? That seems like a lot.
I know. I wanted to draw cat whiskers, but he started rustling around, so he'll just have a big black ink splotch across his face.
How'd Mr. Whiskers do in the fight? Is he okay?
He's missing a toe, but it's fine.
He's a zombie rat.
He has zombie necrosis. I give him a spoonful of the ants.
How many hit points does Mr. Whiskers have? 'Cause
600.
Infinity, because he is an object now. Waiting for the moment I can cast animate object.
I can animate dead. You want me to do it?
Unfortunately, he's past the point of being dead. He's at object now. I did way too much research into this for this.
All right. All right. I have a thing I need to do with Jackson, but that's for later.
Okay.
So
I have one thing I want to do on the ship before we dock. Yeah.
Yep. Cool. Yeah. Is there anything that any of you want to do before you go to dock?
Yeah. So right after Jackson's going to be helping like move the bodies.
Yep.
He's not going to touch any of like the gross wet bits. He's just going to find like cloth and sort of drag whatever he can. And
Okay.
then like the next day after, he'll go up to the captain, make a bit of small talk, and like say sorry for the losses yesterday.
It's nothing. They were all well, they're only in it for the gold. Well, and you know, I don't have to pay them anymore. So that's always what's the saying? Every cloud. Anyway, I'm sorry for your loss. As well, I saw your wee one.
Yes. It's something I'll have to deal with over the next few days.
Hey, take some time, and remember, it ain't weak to speak.
Just nods. Thank you. Actually, Jackson's probably going to check up on everyone else as well. So, probably go to Ambrose first. How are you feeling after yesterday?
Oh, it's been a day. I mean, I'm a little bit worried about the other folks. They're not doing so good. More important, how are you doing?
I would do better not to focus on myself for a few days.
Well, when that time comes, I got something for you.
Thank you. At the very least, I can take comfort in knowing you're feeling better.
If it's the next day, then first thing in the morning, Ambrose cast Lesser Restoration on himself and Serenia, if that does anything.
I need to read Lesson Restoration.
Disease is in the description, so.
That night, Serenia, regardless of where Mary was sleeping, she would have slept like right beside him, like as close as she could get without like being annoying.
Fuck
He,
it, just being.
yeah, he doesn't sleep that night. He takes a point of exhaustion and spends the whole night walking around the ship with his cane, just doing the lap, like ready for anything to pop up. That's all he does.
What a brave man.
One of the survivors just having to cling to the ship and tries like going
Uh.
back up.
No!
Is it safe to come back on board?
To the sea with
no.
you!
Smacking the finger.
That's how Thomas's finger got hurt, guys.
Let's go away!
Yeah.
Full circle.
Awesome. I'm reading a thing. I need to read what was written for the thing here.
World premiere.
Yep, cool. Yeah, so as you cast Lesser Restoration, this sort of burning feeling in the like bites and scratches and wounds from these zombies begins to fade.
Does it go away completely?
It fades.
Fades. I'll cast it more than once. You get 2 each.
Thank you.
The good berry. I'm gonna.
Do we get those hit point totals back?
Yes, yeah. So I believe both of you just lost.
I'm full HP. I don't see the problem.
Yeah, just
No,
Yeah.
our hit point totals went down for getting bit.
yeah. You guys get yourself back to max hit
Much.
points, but
I don't remember how many I had. I
well,
don't think I modified it.
Look at your stat card.
Okay.
40.
Ah, bless you.
Hey,
Big
thank
brain.
you.
Love you. Love to hear it.
It's big brain time.
Lovely. All right. So after you check in with Ambrose, was there anything else?
Yeah, Jackson would have gone straight to Serenia after. Same question. How are you feeling today?
That's dead. Still dead. Here. How are you? How are you doing? Thank you, by the way.
I'm coping.
If it makes it any better, even though I know it won't, you can cuddle Mr. Whiskers. And she pulls out Mr. Whiskers, who's like got a little piece of Band-Aid turned into an arm sling over his rat body.
Jackson's gonna take it. Thank you. And he's just gonna put it where like Zap's little pocket is.
You know, I still have this one. And she pulls out Rat Zap. You can have him instead if you want.
I think maybe I should get used to having one before I take another.
I'll trade you. Just don't really want to. And she just reaches over and switches them. Puts the Rat Zap back and takes Mr. Whiskers. Need to give him up.
Fair enough. Right, you be sure you get plenty of rest. I'm gonna go check up on the others.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I'll probably go to, let's say Mary next. How do you fare after the fight yesterday?
Looking at himself, just like, well, I ain't rotten, but I'm not really sure what I'm doing anymore. You know how it is when something happens. I don't remember, but this time I definitely did. I needed to get to that guy, that weird little rat man. I followed him into the basement, and I remember opening him like a letter, which is strange.
Neither myself nor Jackson knows how to respond to that.
Slowly back away.
Just fade in the.
You look freshly
In a Homer
sealed.
Simpson
Ooh.
walk into the edge.
No. Right, well, as long as you have
Jackson.
your health. Eh?
Roll me a perception check.
Uh-oh. You know what? I'm going to use my new D20 I got today.
Ooh, fancy.
Fancy.
Early Christmas present.
It's
Right, what's my
little
perception
guy.
bonus?
Ooh.
+1. 5.
Cool. Yeah. It's a nice day.
I don't like how you worded that.
I had to find something else for you to be looking at instead. Anyway. Yeah, continuing on.
Yeah, I'm probably just gonna, check up on Bergian. Knock on the door, like door frame or wherever he's in. You feeling any better today?
Oh yes, I'm. Oh, sorry. Yes, I'm feeling well, and I will be looking the horizon on the sea. Yeah, I'm feeling well. I don't know what I had. Maybe I ate something bad. I don't know. And you, what about you? Are you okay after the fight? That just broke up?
I'm doing alright. Some of the others had it worse than me. At least I didn't die for a few seconds.
Uh,
Right, well, I'll leave you be.
you will
But
become stronger, don't worry.
then it just nods and walks away. And yeah, that's it for Jackson. He's just going to spend the next few days going up above deck, observing the ocean.
And when those days end, at some point, Ambrose corners Jackson. Hey, Sparky, you feeling like you're ready to talk about you, and not necessarily talk, but acknowledge what happened.
I suppose there's no escaping it.
I I have something for you that I hope will. It's not going to fix anything, but maybe it'll give you something to focus on. help you heal, you know. And he reaches into his pocket and pulls out a little bucket with a frog in it.
A little bucket full of squashed rat.
No, just one frog.
I fucking knew it.
I saw you smiling. I named him Bolt for you. It's not going to fix what you lost. It's just something that you can give your love for now. And he hands it to
I feel like
Jackson.
a dad who's just lost his like dog, and now the family's giving him a new puppy.
Yeah. Congratulations. Now add bucket with frog into your inventory.
It's not a full frog. It didn't get all its legs yet. It needs maybe another month. But it needs to stay in water for now. And please don't let get it, because I'll give her a different one.
Thank you. I'll be sure to look after it to the best of my ability.
Is there anything that we can do to get him back? I could talk to the gods tonight and see if maybe we can talk to somebody. I don't know. I've never seen a hamster do lightning before, so I don't know if there's something that it was special. So maybe if you talk to somebody, you can just get him back.
Under different circumstances, perhaps we could do something, but intuition says to move on from this one.
Well, if intuition ever tells you that now's the time that we should try, you know that we're all going to do it for you.
Thank you.
I'm going to go swab the deck now, but if you need anything, take care of that guy. He goes, you got the biggest and most virile frog in the bunch. You got the one toad that snuck in.
The big frog.
Ribbit.
Yeah, cool. So
My
unless
frog
there's
doesn't ribbit, he punches.
anything else that anyone like to do.
Serenia is going to try to find a piece of wood, like ship scrap, the size of one of the quill daggers she has.
Okay.
And she's going to do her best to whittle a quill dagger out of that piece of wood.
Okay.
And that's what she's going to do.
Yeah, so you could have found a piece of wood. It's not exactly ship wood, but it's
one of the broken crates from Mary smashing through the hole.
Yeah. Unless it needs to specifically be ship wood.
No, just any scrap piece of wood.
Yeah, then you can do that. I guess give me a dexterity check. And do you have proficiency in woodcarver's tools?
I apparently have no tool proficiencies.
First
Nice.
Just straight dex.
Yep.
Well, that's not bad. 17.
Okay. Yeah, you make a decent replica of the quill knife, though it's made of wood, not metal.
That's fine. Totally okay. And she would just make sure she shows it to Ambrose sometime.
That's a very nice wood carving. What is it?
It's the thing we talked about. You know. And she shows her shows Ambrose like the real quill versus the wood quill.
Oh, that
pretty
looks
similar.
Sure. They're the same length and they both have a point at the end. Practically identical.
Practically identical. A little arcane intervention will help the illusion. I'll make sure I have this one. And she just puts the shitty one in her pocket.
Do you want me to do anything to make it a little bit different? Or do you think it's good enough?
I mean, what would you do? Do you have paint?
Not exactly. I can
Are
kind
you a
of, I
better
can kind of,
woodcarver?
yeah.
Oh,
You
well,
can
then
say
by all
that.
means.
And he doesn't take out any tools. He just puts 2 fingers on it and grasps it by the quill point, and Druid crafts it into the shape of the quill. And then hands it. There you go. Yours was great. I just used you know, I'm real good at nature and stuff.
You're
So
excellent.
if it's made of wood, I can do it. You need
Keep
more
that in
of 'em?
mind. No, I've got 4.
Excellent.
So by the time
Great.
Ogin does his thing, we only need 5. So this is good.
I miss Rosie.
You should hopefully be in Ituby by now.
You think so?
She said she would meet us there.
Yeah.
Is our age showing? Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh no.
and now we cut to a portal opening atop a hill overlooking a small town in swampy area. There's a couple sets of docks, a few small shack-like buildings, a few larger buildings, mostly made of wood and thatch. Silhouettes of people moving throughout the streets. There's a larger manor building made of stone and brick, resting atop a hill towards the top coast of the settlement. And as this portal opens, out steps Snaros, who overlooks, looking at this town, and she sees a ship pulling into the docks with a few rowboats heading out from it.
There's comes out mentioning comment about shy or maybe someone shy, who knows. Sees about it's like kinda like, well, looks like I'm right on time. Says I'll take me straight to him. Instead it puts me on a hill. But it works. Heads down to the city. So then go meet the boat.
Yeah, so just as these few managed to get the rowboats into the docks, and they begin stepping off and unloading all their cargoes. The lot of you all sort of unpacking yourselves from these rowboats, turning around, you see a very tall Goliath woman with a bow strapped to her back, seeming unfittingly dressed for this area, standing at the edge of the docks.
As their rowboat is coming in, Ambrose is rowing, but trying to also wave, but then the rowboat starts going in the wrong direction, so he uses the other hand. Rosie, we're over here. Hey.
This feels like deja vu. Haven't we met her on a dock before?
She's 100% just gonna be smiling and leaning against something because she can't go out in the water. She's gonna be leaning against like one of the poles and just gives a little wave to Ambrose.
Time passes, and you are there. The party pulls up in their boats, and they exist in the same location.
what's happened? What did you have a good time? Did you see your mom? How's the people who did the things? Is the cabal all taken care of? Did you meet another associate? We missed you real bad. I have frogs now.
She's sitting there like this, smiling just the whole fucking time, just letting him go. Are you good, little lamb? Am I able to answer a question for you now?
And he hugs her. Yes.
She'd hug him back and give him a pat on the back. Right there. Things have been not too great. In fact,
Oh.
not good at all. But why don't we find an inn to go sit down at? Because I'm
I'm
assuming she
real
kind of looked at
hungry
him.
from all that rowing.
How does the party look, concerning, she had time to observe him on the way in?
They've had
Oh,
like a few weeks.
Yeah.
Got
like-
Thomas
Wait.
frozen, walking away from us.
yeah, I think my
Yeah,
cam
butt
is
shot.
a little bit of a problem. Hello
Um,
there. So
but
I'm
yeah.
gonna need to do something, Chris. Don't hate me, but I will need to stop my cam and restart it.
Snera
Fine,
just
as long
sees
as
the
you
whole
restart it, man.
That's fine.
Snera just sees the whole party walking towards her, but we're all just
Oh,
swaying
is-
because we used to be on a ship.
Is my cam dead? Are you dead, little boy?
Just like Captain Jack Sparrow.
You got the sea legs.
And now
I
she
think
kind of
my
like,
cam is dead.
oh no.
What a time to be alive.
I
You
tried.
get the
Leave
call
the
and come
call and come
back,
back
babe.
in. Hello, Pepper. Can I help you? What do you want?
Doing the same thing.
No.
Nah.
That's all right. As long as you stay like that, I think that we're all in the same places.
Yeah,
We
it's
are.
it's not too much of a bother. Don't worry about it.
Can I help you?
Um,
Fine, come here.
cool.
Cat.
Yeah. So the party would have had like bees. Would have had a few weeks of that like final portion of their journey to Ituby to recover. So yeah, they wouldn't be looking too worse for wear, but they would have like ship exhaustion from being stuck on a ship for months.
Space madness.
Yeah, she kind of like pats Ambrose on the shoulders, like, you look like you could use some rest and food, both. Come on.
He talks her ear off the whole way.
Oh,
She listens.
yeah. So you're all walking through the town of Ituby. Um, People go to work. They're like just wandering through the streets, going about their sort of daily business. It's sort of getting more towards the end of the day. Now there's a sort of faint purple light begins emanating from the manor up on the hill. And one thing that you've noticed about Ituby so far is with the roads, there's not really roads so much. In some places, there's like, sort of dirt tracks and roads running through the place, but in others where the sort of swamp begins to take over a bit more, it's instead just like sort of bits of wood layered and layered and layered on the things to sort of provide a sort of track for you so that you can wander without having to step in the soup. Yeah, there's people going about their business, all sorts of different races and shapes, sizes. People all seem to be wearing, now we're not in our order. Everyone seems to be wearing sort of.
There you
Oh,
go.
right. Everyone seems to be. There's no one who's like really sort of finely dressed. Everyone's sort of wearing like working clothes. Like they're all dirty and moist from the swamp. But like there's no, you can't really see any nobles wandering around. The sort of like best looking, like most sort of noble attire belongs to the Oracle guards throughout Ituby, most of which are followers of Aizu. So they're donned in sort of dark blue robes with lots of chains and shackles attached to them.
Anybody on the boat know what the manor was?
But yeah, no one seems bothered by it. Like, even though that there's this like sort of light emanating from it, no one is really, like, none of the people on the streets you can see are really seemingly bothered by it. Yeah, so you're sort of wandering through the streets, trying to find an inn somewhere. And you're sort of looking about, and there's only really one that you've been able to see, and it's this sort of smaller, rustic tavern. It's sort of got a chimney, it's puffing out gentle plumes of smoke. There's a sort of awning out the front in this sort of outdoor area where there's a couple of stools and tables for people to sit at. There's a couple of people there who are just sitting down, enjoying some drink. And you can hear faint chatter coming from inside. It's not like, it doesn't sound rowdy.
Does it smell good in there?
It is definitely one of the smells of all time.
Smell like ants?
Yeah, so no, smells, you can smell, there's definitely an alcohol smell coming from it. There's the smell of smoke and burning fires. But from the outside, mostly you're overtaken by the smells of the swamp. So
Is the
this
swamp freshwater or saltwater, by the way?
it's like sort of a middling, like it sort
Okay.
of fades more into fresh as you get further out, but more towards the coast, it's very salty.
Okay. I'm going to be releasing some frogs later.
So it is brackish water.
Probably.
It's Rakesh water? Yes.
It's brackish
A
water.
little bit salty.
The
little
water
bit
has
fresh.
blind sight.
But a little bit
Beat me by
salty,
2
but
seconds.
with softness in it. You see?
And full of frogs. Yes.
And
Full of
full of
eyes.
shit.
Cool.
Thank you, Google Traduction, because I didn't know what the name was in French.
Yeah, so you all stand outside of the there's a outside of this inn, and there's the small sign sort of dangling above the door. It's labeled as the Pig's Tail Inn.
I'll cover the rooms tonight. Is that okay?
You've already covered so much for us. Why don't I take it?
You saved my life, and I feel like I owe you one.
I saved your life with something that you bought. It only
I
seems
can't
fair.
fight that. I got nothing. Okay.
Are there people around here who are as big as us?
Not really, no.
No. Huh.
Hey guys,
Like,
can
there's
you
a
be
few
a
people.
little?
There's a few people who can sort of like, you know, that like can reach that height, but
I
there's-
hope that they have chairs that'll hold us.
Maybe
goes
you guys should
inside.
try being smaller. And she like stands up straighter.
I can look like I'm smaller, but I'm not going to get any lighter.
I guess enlarge.
as you you sort of push open the door, and this like blast of hot air hits you, warming you all up from the dampness of the swamps. Looking around this place, it's mostly wood. It's more sort of built of stone towards this sort of hearth, this fireplace. And at this fireplace, there's like a couple of racks where people have hung up socks and clothes and boots and stuff like that to like dry out.
Serenia's gonna take one of each sock. Just to be an inconvenience to everybody else.
Oh my god.
Sleight of hand.
Is the curator in here?
Natural one.
You can say. What's her?
Natural one. Plus stuff, but natural one.
Cool. I can't be bothered role playing this, so a patron just threatens you and says, "Oi, don't touch our socks."
Where did Serenia go? To see a mob with pitchforks and torches.
Oh, there she is. I found her.
She's confused as why she's being chased with pitchforks, so she also picks up at a pitchfork and looks around like,
I
why does
did
everyone
nothing
Starts
wrong.
running with them.
Yes,
Yeah.
I did nothing wrong.
Nothing wrong. I was going to patch all the holes in your toes.
In your toes, not in your sock.
Serenia has holes in her toes.
True.
Yeah,
She's
I
got
have
holes
holes in my
everywhere.
toes. I know.
That's why she makes such good money doing the work that she does.
Toes.
Fetching toes.
Hashtag feet finder.
Huh.
Wiki feet.
Ha.
Oh, I lost my toes.
You ever had the back of a knee? It'll change your life.
I have the worst image, which was
You're welcome.
the holes in the toes, and they stretch like the earlobes do when you just keep putting the gauges in them.
They do. That's exactly how her toes work.
Oh, I
They
didn't.
adapt.
I didn't hear hole in the toes. I hear hose in the toes.
Yeah.
There are holes in my
right.
toes also. You are right.
So we get rooms and food.
Yeah, rooms and food.
Happening.
Continue.
Yeah.
Get back on the rails.
Yes. Sorry about that.
I'm
There's a
not.
fireplace with socks and boots and clothes where people have left them to dry out. The sort of inn's got a couple of patrons, not many, but just enough to sort of provide an ambient sound as people drink and eat some food. And as you look more towards the center, there's a sort of more off in the back. There's like a sort of counter with some kegs, barrels, glasses, bottles, that sort of thing. There's a back door out to the back of it, and above it is a small chalkboard with there's a small chalkboard with the menu written on it. And I am going to put the menu into handouts. There you go. Enjoy it.
We get a handout? This is exciting.
So excited.
Oh, look at that cute little chalk menu.
Green stew. Don't know why you want that. This.
Don't know why you want this.
This is
Proper
good.
grog.
This one too.
Proper goblin grog made by us too. Ronnie's
Ronnie's
favorite.
From when he was a small gobbo.
I'm
will
assuming that
also
this
put
place is
this
run by
in-
gobbos.
I am also going to put this in the Book of Time channel so that
So I'm
Cooked
gonna
bread,
take s-
but with
I'm
cream
gonna-
and honey.
I'm gonna take some grease.
Love this.
I love them already. I love them.
Water free.
I'll have
So
some of that
Ambrose is
free
looking at
water.
this menu and does not see any errors.
So we were talking about food.
It's completely fine.
Feet, and there's a a juice from feet.
Ambrose is reading the menu and trying to figure out which of these is vegetarian.
And as you're sort of looking more throughout this this place, there's a small green-skinned goblin wearing a sort of really a suit that's in really poor condition. He's got a sort of slicked back dark brown hair and a blonde twirled moustache. And there is another one sort of working away behind the bar, who is this taller, red-skinned hobgoblin who's got he's got a sort of neatly cut hair, parted in the middle, and a well-kept goatee and moustache. Who's working behind the counter. I will send these as well into the oracles thing. There's two people, two peoples.
While you're doing that, hey, would Snares have picked up that Ambrose is vegetarian, possibly, Nikki? Or has he made note of that pretty audibly?
Every time she goes hunting for them.
Oh, that's right, she doesn't eat the meat. She'd probably point out the green stew to him. Like, that might be what she wants.
Oh my god, you've made the two Ronnies.
Yeah, a little
I don't know if it doesn't say it doesn't have meat in it. I should probably ask. Excuse me. Hi.
Which one are you addressing?
Which one looks like the bartender?
Ronnie Corbett.
The red-skinned hobgoblin.
That's who I'm addressing. Hi, my name's Ambrose Hollybow. Hello.
Oh, hello. Welcome to the Pigs Tail Inn. I'm Ronnie. How can I help you?
Oh, you're the one from the menu?
Yeah. The menu's for little Ronnie. I'm big Ronnie.
You're both Ronnie?
Yeah.
That's the coolest thing I've ever heard. Did you pick those names after you partnered up to open an inn together, or was that just happenstance?
No, we're brothers.
That's the greatest. This menu looks fantastic, and we can't wait to order from it, and also maybe get some rooms for me and my friends here. But do you have anything that's vegetarian?
The green one. And he points up at the menu above him.
Great. Well, what does everybody else want? And can we settle up on rooms while I'm here? But food orders first, please, so that way it comes out faster. If everybody doesn't mind, just go ahead. I got this.
And he takes out he sort of reaches behind the counter and pulls out a big old piece of paper and what's essentially just a stick of charcoal. And he says, "Yeah, right. So what can I get you?"
Can I have the sweet bread, please? The other bread. Bread and butter. Butter.
Butter.
She just butter. Keeps saying it over and over again. Different inflictions.
And he writes it down on this. Well, he writes something on this piece of paper. Anything else?
A
I'm
little
gonna get
extra sweet bread.
some ale here.
Oh.
And meat stew, isn't? Yeah.
Meat.
Stewy. Yeah,
Yep.
meat.
What about the rest of you?
A little extra sweet bread and some water, if you don't mind, please.
We get a big
Sweet
old pot of
bread
tea for the
water.
table.
What's tea?
It's this thing that you make with leaves. Actually, if you just get a big old thing of hot
Hello.
water, I can make it. I got some tea with me. You want to try it?
We can give you water.
Can you just make it hot for me? That'd be enough.
There's a fireplace, and he points over
Alright.
the.
That works. I can do that. Is all your
Spawn
food
so
cold?
confused.
No, we
Oh.
heat it up out the back.
I can make your water hot, Ambrose. Don't worry.
I can too.
Mm.
There's a fireplace right over there.
All right, 2 more. What about you? And he looks at Jackson.
Not quite hungry this afternoon. We've just had a long journey and I'm rather tired, so I think I'll go.
Right,
dinner
meat stew it
tonight.
is. And he writes down meat. And he looks at Mary and says, "What about you, big man?"
I don't eat, but thank you.
Right, and he writes down something on the piece of paper.
Fucking whack.
You're getting a no thank you portion, robot. How many rooms do you have to let?
We could probably put you all up, but you'll need to share.
That's fine. We're friends.
I think 3 rooms.
3?
Wait.
Yeah, you got it. How much for all the meals?
And he sort of goes, wait. Yeah, 3.
How many monies do I owe you for the whole thing?
We'll go 1 gold.
Ambrose puts down 2. Because
Doesn't know
math.
the difference.
Yeah.
And yeah, and he says, "Thank you very much," and he pockets it.
Does he really know how to count how many gold you give him?
He can count, just not
You-
higher than his fingers and toes.
You could have given him a
Yeah.
fucking silver, and he probably wouldn't have noticed. Yeah.
Nah, Ambrose wouldn't. So,
And then after getting all these orders and stuff, he sort of gets this piece of paper and he sort of crushes it up into a ball, throws it out the back, and then he yells. He goes, "Oi, Ronnie, these lot!" And little Ronnie sort of finishes putting some drinks on a table, and he walks over. Okay.
hey, while you're fixing up our drinks, can I just ask you something?
Who are you asking?
Ronnie,
Which one?
Big Ronnie.
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
That big old house that we saw when we were coming in, why is it purple?
Oh, some fellas turned up a while ago and they went in there, and ever since it's been doing some stuff. Everyone just sort of ignores it because we were told to.
Who told you to?
The law fellas.
The ones with the chains and the angry
Yeah.
face?
Yeah.
I got you. Was one of the people who went into the building that turned purple, was I hate you guys so much.
Fucking 39 messages. I hate you all.
I hate you guys.
I'm
One of the people who went into the buildings, did you get a good look at him?
Suppose.
We're looking for a guy who's got eyes that are all black.
I I don't think there was anyone like that.
Make an illusionary image of the curator using prestidigitation.
Thank you. Oh, look like that. Just like that.
I've seen that fella around, but he's not. I don't see him go in the building.
Where do you see this guy?
He was just wandering around the place. He was looking at it. I think he wanted to buy the place, but he was too late or something.
Interesting. Well, thank you so much for the information. Can I pay you for it?
If you want.
I hear that that's a custom. And he takes out another gold piece.
Right, thank you for the silver. And he pockets it.
Gonna get this man killed for being a snitch.
I'm gonna go get oh, you know what? Can I also get a plate of bacon? Just a little plate of bacon?
Sure.
Do you know what bacon is?
Yep.
He takes a piece out of his pocket. It looks like this.
Inside check just for the fun.
Yeah, sure.
Oh wait, I need to. Where's my fish? 14.
And he feeds the bacon to Moral.
Does he know?
That's meat.
He's been such a good boy, but he keeps on eating my frogs. So I just want to keep him full, you know.
Eat. Yep. Sure.
Do you want a frog? Would you like to adopt a frog?
Frogs.
Only $1 a day. You can help sustain the Society of Frogs that live in Ambrose's
I was
bed.
actually going to say it'll just be 3 gold. It'll make all my money back. No,
Insert
he's not gonna
that
charge-
Imagine song that plays over every commercial at Christmas time.
I'd say yes,
In the
but I
arms
already
of
gotta
the
look
angel.
after. I gotta look after Ronnie, so.
That's
no.
real true. That's real true. Your family's got to look out for each other. That's right.
Jackson's gonna step in at some point and just like tap on Ambrose's shoulder.
Yeah.
Perhaps we should let these two gentlemen get back to running their business. It seems like there's a lot of others waiting.
Oh, that's right. We got to talk about a whole bunch of things. Did we get a table already?
And that's when Ronnie's sort of standing down, like sort of just down by the counter, like sort of looking up at all of you while you're having these conversations. And he says, down here. Yeah, your table's this way.
Someone
And-
accidentally steps and then you just
Thank
have
you,
a
sir.
smell.
What's everyone's passive perception?
14.
15.
16.
We find out.
11.
17.
Oh, Thomas, you should have said before Jackson did.
14.
14, 15, 16,
Passive
17.
investigation is 18.
Perception is what I asked for.
14.
But yeah, it's easy enough. This man's moustache is fake.
No shit.
And he's got like a little like sort of disgusting like just covered in like grease and stuff, like towel over his arm. And he says, right, this way, come on. And he sort of walks you all over to this sort of table. It's just a sort of old wooden table, a couple of benches each side. He says, right, we'll get your food and drinks and stuff out to you as soon as we can.
Rainey's gonna wait for him to be gone before she says anything.
Just before he goes away, Jackson's gonna give him a gold piece and just say, use this to buy yourself some new clothes. Treat yourself.
Seems a little yeah.
Patronizing?
And he pockets it and says, thank you for that. And he turns around and sort of marches away.
I checked to make sure I gave him a good amount. Common clothes are worth half a gold piece, so that should be enough.
He doesn't know how much stuff costs.
Yeah,
He's not going to.
as he's leaving, Mary just says to everyone, I am pretty sure that that man does not know how to count. Because I've been trying to follow his
Which one of 'em?
mathematics, and this
It
is
does
not.
pile.
I'm pretty sure that this
Does
is
not
not
compute.
3. Okay, if you can, because now he's like panicking, thinking that he doesn't know how to count.
He was just trying to figure out how many rooms we needed. He was trying to figure out, there's a number of us and how many would go in each room. He was figuring out,
Yes.
throwing around a lot of numbers that day.
Yes, but he took your 2 gold piece. Pretty sure he clearly think it was 1 because he didn't say like thank you.
He did say thank you. I would have thought it was rude if he didn't.
Well, never mind. Maybe I don't know how to count.
No, it looked perfectly fine to me. Anyway, Rose,
Would you like to know what
welcome
happened?
back.
Thank you. It's a little bit of a lot, but if you don't mind holding on, Ambrose, until the end for questions, I can tell you the story of what happened. It
Ambrose
essentially,
clenches. Okay, I'm ready.
and cast exposition because she is going to go through and tell him everything that happened. Yes, I said it.
She said
She just
the thing.
says,
She said the thing.
Ambrose, go and watch where it's colder.
Snaros links Ambrose to the YouTube.
Did she tell him everything about the curator, what she saw, what happened, how they got found again, the lodestone, all the important things, how he was actually there because she was able to get a few hits on him, felt great.
Wow.
So
That-
wait, he was actually
Wait.
standing in front of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
My arrows hit the mark.
Wait, hang on. Sorry, I have a question before the question. Is this the end of the story?
Yes, yeah, yes, that's Lamb. It is. Go ahead.
Got it. Okay. So why is the curator in 2 places?
That I couldn't answer.
Probably to get the
Perhaps.
lodestone that Snaros has.
But how does he do the thing where he's doing the he said he was an Ituby, and then he's not. But they've seen the Ronnies have seen him, and I trust these people implicitly. So
Just like we've seen him, but we've actually have not been able to touch him. Perhaps.
But
that's
you
the
said your
case.
arrows
funny
hit him.
like that.
Yes, in Bleakford they did.
So he was there.
Physically, it seems. Yes.
Hmm.
He left though. He was able to do another
tonight.
shard.
Should we go and figure out where he is, and then tomorrow do what we talked about?
Hey, Sparky.
What did y'all talk about?
I messaged you. I casted
What?
Ascending while we were on the boat.
That's right.
What's going on? What do you think? What do you think is happening?
Guys, Sparky.
Yeah, you're the smart one. Help us out.
I'm gonna be honest. I completely forgot about what happened in Where It's Colder. So
All that I'm asking is how the curator does the thing where he poofs all over the place. Do you have any idea?
Maybe
Well,
it's
I-
some form of magic.
Very perceptive.
He could create portals. He did make one for us, but it hurt us to go through it. So I'm wondering if it hurts him to go through it, maybe he's the only one that can go through it. I don't know. I don't know how this stuff works. Magic really isn't my forte. Also, I don't know
think
what
it's-
forte means. I shouldn't say it.
when we, this is just a question on you guys. When we've seen him travel, he never does like a ritual, does he? The portal disappears.
When he opened the portal for you lot to head into Seoul, I know this because I spent the last week watching the
Yeah.
when he opened the portal for you guys to get to Seoul, he essentially wrote something, like he took the pen and wrote something on the ground, struck a line through it, and when he struck the line through it, the portal appeared.
Okay. Well, I try not to speculate, but I think it's safe to say it might have something to do with that quill of his.
So we were right. That's what we got to get.
If we could, yes, but
Do you have the other one?
Mm-hmm. Got
May
enough
I
for
see?
everybody but Ogeen.
I could potentially make one.
Doesn't
I
need
know.
one though.
Well, it wouldn't hurt to have an extra,
Doesn't need
Right.
a
Try to make
metal.
I don't have
Sure.
anything metal on me.
I'll find you metal. Don't worry.
Okay.
Make sure we have some so you can work on it overnight.
Featherman, are you ready?
Yes, I am.
So Rainia's gonna
Haas, how you
take.
feeling? Are you going to be able to not just punch him in the mouth, or are you going to be able for us to just let?
We need Mary, not Smashy.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just sort of, it mostly just happens. So that'd be like
Yeah.
saying, "Hey, do you want to maybe not close your eye flaps for like 2 days?" It just kind of happens.
Well, is there some kind of signal that you can give us that it's going in that direction,
Like a hand gesture.
or a word, maybe melon?
We don't
Nope,
repurpose our code
nope.
word. No? Second
Nope,
code
we
word.
used that one already.
Did-
I've never
I
really
remember.
seen it from the outside in. You lot would know better than me what it looks like when it's happening.
Do you get like a feeling in your tummy?
Everything just goes black, and I hear this
Maybe
shrieking and buzzing.
if we get like the bees, maybe if we say bees to you, that you can try and control your bees. Maybe if we just let you know the bees is happening, you can try and like rein them in.
Okay,
Do you think? Maybe if we see it going that way.
sure. I'll do my best to keep the bees from inside my chest from making me go crazy.
Great. I think that that's a good start. And just to break the fourth wall a little bit, I also have to pee. So maybe if we went to break right now, that would give Wombat enough time to come back and tell us what the fuck is going on.
Go on a break. We'll be right back.
You scary.
You're a little
man.
early.
You heard it. Thomas said you're all bitches.
Hi
Welcome
there,
back,
Now go,
everyone.
Thomas. There you go.
Welcome back
Bitches.
after an abrupt disappearance. So, our party's found an inn to stay in. What is my party planning? Who knows? I don't.
It's a
Um,
surprise party for
Neither
the
do I,
user.
really, to be honest, mate. I'm no.
Um,
no.
So,
We're trying to figure out his favorite flavor of cake.
yeah. So the party's in the inn. Sitting down, chatting shit.
Probably raisin.
Getting banged.
And then yeah. So what happened before we left for break? Because I was not present.
We were talking and waiting for you, and then Nikki's like, I have to pee. Chris is like,
Okay.
same. Like, to break. And we went to break.
And I changed clothes for work.
Costume change.
Yeah. So little Ronnie comes back, marching over with a big old tray that's just loaded with heaps of bowls and glasses and plates of food. And he marches over, and he places this tray on the ground, walks over, grabs a sort of stool like thing, puts it up next to the table, picks the tray back up, steps up on the stool, steps up on the table, and then begins handing out the drinks and foods, not knowing who goes like to each. So he's just sort of putting them everywhere, all over the table.
I look for the bowl full of green shit.
We'll start
We all just
swapping our
wait.
And
bowls.
there's one bowl left on the tray, and he says, "Now, just to make sure, who ordered the poison?"
Me.
Wait, is it vegetarian?
Who ordered this? Are you sick or something? And he holds up the bowl of green stuff.
Oh.
No, that's a common misconception. I just don't eat meat.
So you're sick. Got it. And he puts the bowl down in front of you.
Ambrose tucks in.
He
Let
says,
us eat wheat bread.
he stands
Maybe a
up,
constitution saving throw.
he bows. He bows to all of you. Says, "Enjoy your meals." And he picks up the tray, marches off, kicks the stool aside, and then walks back off around the
I
back.
did the same thing.
Eating.
I go put the pot of water on the fire.
They
Let
didn't
us
give
do
you.
that
They didn't give you
y'all.
a pot of water. They just gave you 6 glasses of water.
I take a pot out of my bag and I put a pot of water on the fire.
You take a bucket full of frogs out of your bag.
Boil them. Boil them.
The status goes, what happened when y'all left?
That's exposition.
Does Callie know what happened when we left?
Yeah, I got enough of a fill-in. Zombies. Anywho,
Zombies.
it's always zombies.
You want to adopt a frog?
Where did you get frogs and why do you
From
have
Sorrow.
frogs?
Sorrow gave me a bunch of tadpoles. Did you know they turn into frogs? I learned that today. Or the past 2 months.
Yes, that's tadpoles are young frogs.
Didn't he give you?
I didn't know that. They didn't
tadpoles?
have any feet.
Never mind. Okay.
What?
Oh, nothing. I was just recalling the fact that he gave you the tadpoles as an ingredient for a potion. But yeah.
Yeah, but we're trying to make a vegan version. So
Right.
that's why I had what's his face scraping scum out of their tank.
I didn't know frogs looked like frogs when they were frogs.
He's not going to actually make a potion with these creatures. He's going to try and find a way to milk them.
Okay.
Anyway,
Milk them.
Milk.
I'm fine.
I got nipples, Greg.
I'm fine, Ambrose. I prefer not amphibians. I prefer reptiles and small furry things.
What's the difference between a amphibian and a reptile?
One has scales, the other one has smooth skin.
So you're
Or
saying
if
that
it's
you
full,
like things
bumpy.
based on their skin? Interesting.
Racist.
So look at Mary. That is the simplest way of putting it.
You're
I'm
just jealous
impressed.
that you don't have skin.
You non-scaly bitch.
Cool.
So, are we doing this tonight, or do we want to do any pre-work and scout it out
You
first?
should probably take a nap. I'm pretty tired after eating all. How is the soup, by the way?
Yeah, so the soup is essentially whatever like green vegetables they could find thrown into a pot of boiling water and just served.
So steam.
It's boiled veggies with the boiling left in. Yeah. Hmm.
Ambrose loves it.
So yeah, there's like cabbage, lettuce, spinach, cat's tail. There's like broccoli, shit like that in it.
Wild mustard.
Yeah, sure.
Coriander.
Grass.
Yep.
Like grass. They
Healthy
just got
dose of
grass.
piss.
They just got grass behind their.
These guys are excellent cooks. I need to take a walk out into the swamp a little ways. But after that, we can do whatever. I'm at your disposal.
I could use some rest. I very much just got back from the fight,
Okay.
so I'm a bit tired.
And then tomorrow we go.
Well, maybe tonight, but while Rose is taking a rest, we could find out where this person's holding up.
But if it becomes opportune that we need to do it, shouldn't we have Rosie with us?
Well, no, just to get the information, not to do it.
And suppose we get caught.
That's a very
like-
high possibility, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Go once maybe and just commit.
Papa always said don't cook your goose before you got it, so I'm just saying.
How's that possible?
Fire spells, my dude. Fire spells.
How are we doing rooms for the night? I assume Mary and
I can go with
she looks at
Jackson.
Serenha.
Like
just kinda like-
refine.
S.
I can go with Jackson. Refine men together.
All right, Ambrose, you'll be in the same room as I am then. I'm fine with
Refined
that.
men.
That's
You know,
right.
high
Put the two
society.
biggest people in the same room. That should work out nicely.
These goblin-sized rooms.
I'm sure these rooms are spacious. Yeah.
It'll
I'm
be
sure
fine.
you. I'm sure you fit in if you.
Well, when they were building this place, Big Ronnie was using Little Ronnie as a measuring tape. So
Amazing.
goblin-sized.
I imagine they measured it in feet, but they used their own feet, so it's just inconsistent everywhere.
Like
side of the
there
room
is
is
a
bigger than the other.
small door, then a big door.
Man, that relies on the fact that they can count. Yeah.
Yeah. Can you roll
Alright,
a
yeah.
persuasion check, please, or deception?
So, you all sort of finish eating up your foods. Ambrose, you said that you wanted to go and wander out into the swamps.
Yeah.
Cool. Is anyone going with Ambrose?
Mary will go with Ambrose.
Serenia is staying in her room, and as soon as Mary walks out, she will lock the door, push any table or chair she can in front of the door.
Okay. Yeah.
while they're walking. Hey, do you remember anything from when you were all different? You were starting to remember, I think, when we were in that place with the snares is from Gleeford. But do you remember from the boat?
Hmm. A little more, a little less fuzzy. Okay.
She hooked onto my headphone thing.
The dog is eating the headphones. Even no.
No, she just started walking away with my headphone cord that is attached to my head.
Yeah, I'll just say, yeah, it's a lot less fuzzy was that one. I don't know if it was more a strong feeling. I don't know. I knew that I wasn't all there, but I knew that Serenia was gone. And usually I'm sort of not there, but this time I felt like I was watching in the corner, but I didn't do nothing to stop him. I just sat there and watched him rip that thing apart. It strange.
Do you feel like you could have stopped him?
I don't feel like I wanted to.
I understand. But do you feel like you could have? Because that would have been a new thing. Wouldn't it?
I don't know. We'll see.
You
I
get to a
think.
patch of swamp. Yes, continue.
Nope. We got a frog to release.
I was only saying that because it didn't seem like anything else was going to be said, and then you said something just as I said something. Sorry.
It's not important. Ambrose will shut up. Ambrose passes one of the frogs to Mary. Do you want to do the honors?
You want it out over in the swamp?
Yeah.
Okay. Goodbye, and then just yeets it straight into the swamp.
Whoa. Roll me a strength check. Let's see how far you throw
Oh,
this
God.
bastard.
Oh. Okay. Very not good. In total, 11.
Okay. Yeah, you throw him out into the swamps, and there's a little.
It does splash. Okay, good.
As it lands a floor, it hits a tree and goes. Thump.
I like Cryo's idea that some bird of prey just swoops in and yoinks it out of the air.
Yeet.
Mole runs along and just grabs it like a football player, just catches it.
Oh, what
So
a catch!
if Mary will do this with Ambrose, Ambrose will one at a time, 30 times, kiss each one on the nose and say good luck and chuck them, and hand one to Mary. So they get 15 each.
Mm-hmm.
And they are putting them in the swamp.
Mm-hmm.
If Mary will do it.
The robot is very confused, but he is now a catapult for small, slimy creatures.
And Ambrose is keeping 10.
Okay.
That's it.
Yeah. Frogs successfully released, others kept as prisoners of war. You make your way back to the inn. What has anyone else been up to? Anything whilst they have been gone?
Working on our spell. Same old, same old.
Okay,
She's not
roll,
exciting at nighttime.
roll me an Arcana check.
What is my Arcana mod? I don't remember.
It's gonna be like +9.
That would be nice. Oh, hey, it's +8. You're close.
Fuck.
22.
Cool. All right. yeah, so you sort of fiddle around with ideas, and make a little bit of progress on your spell. The rest of you sort of all file back in. The inn begins to quiet back down. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, after Jackson's finishing his food, he's going to see if he can challenge anyone against a game of Three Dragon Ante. See if he can drum a bit of coin.
Oh yeah, can I go against you?
Yeah, you two go.
Yeah.
Alright, what we rolling?
I believe Three Dragons. Does that have actual rules? I don't think it does.
I'm
It
pretty
does.
sure
Three Dragon
with
Ante has rules.
Nice.
yeah, I'm pretty sure with like tools and all that you roll. I think it's usually sleight of hand.
No, there's like actual rules for the game Three Dragon
Oh,
Ante.
okay.
Just going
It involves
full
cards,
game.
which we didn't.
Yeah, yeah, that's why we skipped it last time. Oh fuck. Great water.
That might be a
Right,
problem.
yeah,
yes.
so just yeah, we'll say just D20. If you're proficient with it, then add your proficiency.
You know I am.
Is a playing card set in it or no?
No, it's Three Dragon Ante.
It's a whole different
That's the
game.
wrong die.
His vehicle is okay with it.
What is that? It's hard to tell. Oh, okay. I rolled and what's my proficiency? +3, 18.
Yeah, I rolled 14.
Were you guys betting on it?
Yeah. I think last time entry was 5 gold coins, so it would have been the same as this time.
Oh, can I? Okay, Tay, your mic is going wild. Oh.
I wondered what that was. So, what the fuck is
Rub it.
going on?
Rub it.
And yep, Jackson would have done the same with anyone else in the inn.
So it was 5 gold piece.
Yep.
There's a most people in the inn seem interested in something else. Almost the walls. And there's like people sort of cheering and laughing and stuff as they drunkenly play a game with the walls.
Okay, I'm gonna investigate this game.
Cool.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. I'm gonna do the
Probably
same thing.
like drag someone aside and be like, "What is this game you're playing?"
So they this sort of just regular human man, sort of rough beard, shaggy hair, older fella, says, this is the game that this place is famous for. It's the pig's tail game." And he said, "Look, just look at that." And on the wall, there's a sort of almost mural in this like sort of section of the inn that like sort of shoots forth and boxes out. And like these 3 walls are sort of painted with these murals of open fields, and running around on them is a few pigs.
Is this
all
pin the tail on the donkey?
all of which have no tails. But they are these pigs are animated on this mural, and they're running around from side to side across the thing, and these drunken people are being given pig's tails, like not real pig's tails, but like sort of imitations of them, and then they are spun around in a circle while they're drunk, and then being sort of pushed towards the wall to try and like pin the pig's tail on the pig as it runs around.
Okay. Well, what's life without a little bit of fun? How do I get in?
One says next, and he sort of pushes you forward. And as this other guy who's clearly been drinking a lot, he just falled over. He's fallen over. People grab him by his feet and drag him off to the side. They push you in. One of the people just gives you like slams a pig's tail in your hand, and then they begin spinning you around in circles like a lot. And it's almost like something happens in your head, and it seems like they're spinning you a lot faster than they are. And the world begins to spin a lot more, and more and more and more. And now you have to
Oh fuck.
attempt to catch a pig and pin the tail to it. So you sort of, as you sort of begin to try and refocus yourself, you're looking around, and there's, you're in this like field as these pigs are running around, all of which have no tail, and in your hand is a tail.
Okay.
Let's
I don't
go,
have any spell-
Jackson!
I don't have any spells that could be helpful. All right. What have I got to do, DM?
Pin the tail on the pig.
Oh, I mean, yeah, obviously. I'm
Yeah.
gonna have to roll something for that.
Yeah. So first of all, dex saving throw to find your fate.
Let's just do this. Oh wait, second.
Harry would have been awesome at this.
Yeah.
Advantage on deck saves on things I can see.
Ew.
Well,
nine.
what I picture is they're trying to spin your body, and only your torso spins, and your head just stays in one place.
Yeah, so you it's a 9.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you sort of immediately begin to tumble over. And you just fall straight over, and as you're laying there, the world is still spinning, even though they are no longer spinning you. And they say, you're out.
That was fucking quick. Okay.
Yeah, the moment that your body touched the ground, they called you out.
Damn.
Want me
okay.
to try, Jackson?
Yeah, sure. You go for it. Jackson's just gonna be cheering him on the second he gets pushed in.
Yeah. So,
Right. Yeah, so you get pushed into this boxed area and spun around, and then the world begins spinning faster and faster and faster and faster and faster. And then when you try and refocus yourself, the world continues spinning. Please make me a dex saving throw.
19.
Cool. Yeah, you managed to stabilize yourself. So you're standing there. You manage to get your footing, but the world continues spinning. And as you look around, you can see these pigs running around in these fields. All of them who have no tail.
I'm tempting to do something stupid, but I will walk to the wall. But
You're gonna do something stupid. Now's the time to do it, man. Throw it out there. Do it.
no, because I think Jackson will not appreciate me cheating. I think so.
Fucking go for it. Jackson's all fortune. The shit like this.
I'm good.
Do it.
So is the wall really far away, or?
So when you go into this area, the world is spinning, and you sort of reach out for where you remember the walls being, but you can't feel anything. And even as you continue to move that way, you still can't feel anything. It's almost like
Oh, okay. I
you're
cannot
in
see
a
it and
different
anything.
area.
Yeah. Oh, so I cannot cheat like this. I'm gonna cast fireball. No.
Bacon.
Breaking
Just-
entering. Can I make a roll to know if it's magic? Oh, I don't know. I'm not proficient in arcane, so
Yeah,
forget about it.
I'll say no for that.
So I will walk where I think it is.
Yep. Yeah. So there's pigs running around, and you know that you've got to pin the tail to the pigs. There's multiple of them, so you just sort of need to pick a location. You sort of manage to find one. He's sort of just grazing in the grass. You sort of creep up to it. Roll me an athletics check in an attempt to pin. tail.
Yes. That is shitty. So I rolled a 2
Oh.
plus
Oh.
4. 6.
Yeah, so you sort of dive towards this pig. And you go to leap at it, and it begins to like kick up and start running off. But you throw your hand forward and just tack the tail on as the pig just struggles to get away in time. And then you hit the ground, and the illusion drops, and everyone starts cheering. And as they look, one of the pigs on the mural now has a tail.
Oh wow!
What did you roll?
That one.
Oh no.
Traveler dice.
Yeah.
What do you know?
I reckon that not Harry, fucking Jackson and Ogan might just keep doing this for a bit tonight.
Yeah, like creating a bound bear. The new Puck of Dooms.
The pigs are
Pig
doomed.
of Doom.
No. Cool.
Sarah's
Yeah,
just goes to a room that's she's like
Yeah, cool.
medicine with a necklace, but
yeah. So the night sort of goes on. Snaros, you head off to bed. And during your sleep, there's a faint glow from this shard of this lodestone. And you feel a sort of tugging pressure in your chest while you're trying to fall asleep. And you're sort of plagued by weird dreams at night. You have dreams of Bleakford, and more specifically, what's beneath Bleakford. And this lodestone shard, you've got it as a necklace currently, and you feel like a sort of weight and a pressure in your chest. And as you look down, the lodestone itself has embedded itself into your chest, and it pulses. And as you find yourself standing before its parent stone, this lodestone beneath Ituby. Not Ituby, fucking Bleakford. Fuck
Bleakford.
me. Yeah, you find yourself before it. And as you look at it, it's this like sort of glowing light that was almost blinding when you look at it. It sort of fades, and you can see something trapped within the lodestone. There's some sort of figure within it.
can she try and tell what it is as she gets closer?
As you get closer, the lodestone shard in your chest begins to beat, almost like a heart. And there's a humanoid figure within the lodestone.
Man, woman. Is there anything else she can tell?
It's hard to tell through the gem itself. It's sort of like distorting the image a bit. It's enough that you can tell that it's humanoid, but you can't tell who specifically it is.
Okay, so I can't tell if it's elf, Goliath, human, just humanoid. Okay. Then because the world is a mystic weird thing, she's like, is anyone in there? Because that's the first question. Anyone in there? Can it speak?
3 voices come from within. There is an older male voice, a younger male voice, and a female voice. And they say, "Hello, Snaros."
Who are the 3 of you?
We are the stone.
The lodestone.
You see, you've taken something that belongs to us. We would like it back, please.
I can't do that just of yet. Someone else has a shard that I need to get.
Oh, we're aware of that as well. Time ticks. We want our pieces back. At your earliest convenience.
And perhaps it's good news to hear that I wanted to return it as soon as I could.
Thank you. In the meantime, I suppose that, well, if you've gone to the trouble of taking it, suppose that we can work out some sort of two-way deal.
I'm listening.
We will grant you some of the strength from us, the stone, in exchange for something else.
What is this something else?
You will know. Well, two things. First one, you will know when it happens. The second one is we want our shard back.
The shard will come back as soon as I can secure the other one as well.
Then it's a deal. And you wake up with a burning pain in your chest. And as you sort of look down, this lodestone has been embedded into your chest. You feel smarter. You feel weaker.
Does this mean I can attune to it now?
Yep.
What did it do? Okay.
Does this mean this happened to the curator too? Does
Interesting.
he have bonuses? Yes, bitch.
All right.
Eva, did you get locked in the basement? Is that why you're bothering?
Cool. Is there anything else that any of you would like to do?
No.
Other than heading off to bed, obviously.
Still drinking.
Cool.
Yeah, Jackson might drink a little bit before going to bed tonight.
Yeah,
Ambrose tries to let Morrill play the pig game.
play the big game. Okay. Yeah. Everyone is too drunk, so they throw the fucking Corby in, start spinning him around.
Yeah. I'll ask if Morrill wants to play first. If Morrill wants to play.
He has no idea what's going on.
Oh, then I won't make him. That would be cruel.
Okay. He has no concept of pig and tail.
He eats the tail, runs.
Cool. So as the night sort of fades on and the tavern sort of begins closing and like the patrons sort of begin making their way out, you all sort of head back up to your rooms and sort of start settling in for bed. And outside, there's a sort of sound of a storm. It's a small storm. And as you all sort of lay in bed, Mary standing there, or sitting there in the thinker pose for the night. Yeah, the night sort of goes on. The sounds from downstairs begin sort of fading out. And Jackson, listening to the sounds of the storm, you're falling asleep. There's distant thunder, sound of rain on the roof. And you fall into a deep sleep. Much like Snaros, you have a strange dream, if you can call it a dream. Is it a dream? Is it real? Who knows? But you find yourself alone in the plains of Eris. Sort of outside. It's an area that you've been with Eka in a fair bit, and it's quite a sort of familiar area, but normally there's traffic. This time there's nothing. There's no one with you. It's just you, and there's a storm rolling in from the sea. And as there's lightning sort of striking above your head, a very large bolt of lightning sort of lands down right in front of you, and a glowing, bright figure stands before you. Some sort of humanoid. He's in Eris, where Jackson's home is. Yeah, this lightning bolt strikes down in front of you, and this sort of glowing bright figure appears before you. It's humanoid, much taller than you, and it's glowing that you can't see its features.
Okay.
And it steps forward, and it says, "It's good to see you, Jackson."
I'm sorry, do I know you?
You do not know me. Not yet. But who I am is not important. What is important is that you listen to me. What is important is who you are.
Oh, hey, there's a bird.
And he's spouted thousands of years worth of information to Jackson in that brief moment where he was distracted. No. And he says, "You have been on quite the journey already, and you've got these people, these friends. They seem to care for you. Do you care for them?"
Yes, undeniably.
That's good. Hold on to that. You have been through a lot so far, and you've still got a very long way to go. I have seen where your journey ends. You will have to traverse into some dark places. you'll have to do things that you're not entirely sure are right. Hold fast. Trust in yourself. Trust in your friends. You'll be successful.
I don't know what to say to this, so. Okay. I'll do my best to stay true to myself.
Good. This person that you are hunting down, this curator, not one to be taken lightly.
Believe me, I'm taking this as seriously as I've taken anything else in my life.
It's good. I knew you were the right one. And he disappears in a blinding light, leaving you all alone.
Fuck, I should have asked what to call him.
You can call me Daddy.
It's a really good response for a breedable idiot, so it checks
Oh,
out.
yeah.
Starting to love some of you a little bit less now.
Jackson doesn't Chicans though.
All right. And Jackson, you awaken. There's no storm. It's quiet. There's no sounds. Nothing. It's just you're back in this room, looking off to the side. You can see Regine laying in his bed. Ambrose,
Hi.
you fall asleep.
Yeah.
Moral cuddles up to you and you fall asleep.
Sleep
Aw.
scratching his little head.
Like your other two friends, you are plagued with an odd dream. There is a sort of roaring heat which spreads throughout your body
Like a fire.
like a hearth. And suddenly you find yourself standing before a large burning fire in a cold, wintry landscape.
Am I home?
You are in Hearth, though the streets are empty.
Papa?
No answer, just the wind.
Is Moral with me?
It's just you.
Ambrose walks up to the fire.
You walk
Hey,
up
have
to-
you seen my Corby?
There is a rune that begins glowing in the fire. And it's a rune for the Hearthlings, which is the rune for home.
This looks like home. It looks just like home, but there's nobody here. And what's home without the people that you love?
And there's a gust of wind as you hear a sort of rasping, sort of stretching almost sound from behind you.
Turns around. Hello?
As you turn around, there is a mushroom that begins growing. A rather large one that begins towering over you, towering over the hearth itself.
Hi, my name's Ambrose. Ambrose Holland.
Spores begin to fall from underneath it. Little glowing orb-like particles. They begin to fall and shower around you.
I don't understand.
And you hear a voice saying, "We know who you are, Ambrose.
Who are you?
We are you."
We are Torch.
Get out of my dream, Thomas.
It was too tempting, okay?
Mute yourself. Uh,
We are Torch.
I've got things to do, okay? This is important. Are you that voice in my head that tells me I shouldn't do dumb things and get us all killed?
We do what we do. For us, for you.
I appreciate it. I think we make a pretty good team. Does the spores look like what the entity spores are? Like, is this the same? Okay. And he turns back toward the hearth. Are you guys friends? Have you guys met?
The Hearthling rune for friendship appears in the flames.
What do I call you? Friend?
And the spores begin falling, and they form a figure, a humanoid figure. It stands just taller than you. They say, "We are Ambrose."
I'm friends with my friend. Did you bring me here to tell me something? To ask me to do something? Or just to say hi? Because I appreciate the visit. I do. But if there's something you need from me, clearly the gods have brought us together to do just that. So thanks. He turns to the fire and he's like, "Thanks so much for setting this."
The hearth throws up the rune for this. um, uh, no. um, yeah. Um, this figure says, "We come to help."
With the curator?
For you.
Well, I appreciate the help. Fucking cryo. God. I need to turn this chat off. I'm turning it off. Turning it off. What do you want? How do you want to help? I would love to help.
Sorry, 1 second. Cool.
Son of a bitch, cryo. Why? Why? I'm finally finding out something about the entity, and everybody has to throw me eating butter chips. And
Saying
It's
we are
GIF.
Torch.
It is 100% GIF.
it is gift.
We are butter.
We are better than this. I'm sorry.
Ew.
Oh no.
That was
Weird.
so good.
Cryo has to leave the group permanently.
That's
No,
crazy.
no. I'm gonna defend Cryo on this. That was kind of good.
Yeah. Whose side are you on?
No one.
Cool. They say we make Ambrose strong.
I don't think that you make me strong. I think the partnership is what makes us strong, isn't it? We do it together.
It raises a hand, and beside you grows a mushroom. Just a small one.
Am I supposed to pick it?
It sort of throws out its hand, and a couple of spores sort of float towards it.
Amber picks it.
It begins growing in your hand, and it grows larger and larger and larger.
What do I do?
Care for it.
I'm getting too many pets. I've got 10 frogs I got to take care of right now. And you know how hard it is to keep a Corby from eating 10 frogs.
We care for it.
Okay. You want me to grow it?
We care for it. It cares for us.
All right. You got a pot or something? I got a cooking pot I can put it in, I guess, but then I'm not going to be able to make tea because brownies don't know how to make tea. So I've been making the tea, but I don't know how to make tea. Well, thank you. Is there anything that you can do you know where the curator is? Is he of any importance to you?
Not for Ambrose.
No. Because to be perfectly honest, a lot of what he said made a lot of sense, and I commiserate with him a lot. Do you know where my mama is?
And these spores drop down to the ground. And where they fall almost makes a map of the cities of Providence. And the one for Hearth glows brightest before fading.
He spins around to the hearth. Do you know where my mama is?
No rune appears in the flame.
And Ambrose will spend the rest of the vision running around what he looks like home, trying to find signs of his mother until he wakes up.
Ambrose wakes up. Moral's missing.
What? Do I have a mushroom in my hands? Is there anything there?
There is a
There
mushroom.
is. Moral. Psst, 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 psst. Moral.
A stalk pops out of the mushrooms.
What? This isn't Moral. Moral, where are you? And he goes outside. Like runs outside. Moral.
If he wakes upstairs,
He's screaming.
You run outside, and suddenly you find yourself in Hearth. There's a small patch of mushrooms lays on the ground with a little Corby laying in him.
Is it mine?
You recall this as when you met Moral.
Hey, buddy. You feeling okay? And he goes up to Morrill, the baby Morrill, and kind of reaches out to touch him.
As you touch and reach out for Moral, it explodes into a poof of spores.
No. No, this wasn't how it went at all.
And as you breathe in, the spores are breathed into you, and you wake up in the bed. Moral's in your arms.
I almost crush him, hugging him. Oh, my dear, sweet little boy. I'm so sorry. Papa will never leave you ever again. Oh, my goodness. And, does he have anything from that vision, or is it just Morrill in his hands?
There's Moral. He's got a bit more fungus on him.
Ambrose grabs him by the little rat face. I love you, Callie.
It's over there. Bye.
Bye. We should probably take this downstairs so we don't wake up Rosie. You feeling okay, little guy?
Moral sort of just looks up at you and just sort of snuggles into you.
All right. Buddy, I think we're gonna go home. Maybe we should try to get some sleep. Kind of
You-
tuck over and curl up into a big honking cow ball around this little rat.
You fall back asleep.
Mhm.
Again,
Yes, that's me. It's
It's
me,
your-
Mario.
as you're falling asleep,
I'm kind of scared now. So
you manage to sort of fall into a slumber, though, just as you're about to hit that point of deep sleep, a burning feeling comes across your hand.
that's not new. But I'm kind of questioning myself about what's happening. But why is it happening now that I have like make peace with my father?
And you wake up. Well, not wake up, but you sort of like sit up in your bed, like sort of thinking. And that's when you notice out of the corner of your eye there is something standing over Jackson.
What does it look like? What is it?
So, sort of from your peripheral vision, it looks like a sort of figure in long, dark red, tattered robes. It's holding a blade in its hand. It's holding it with it half impaled into Jackson's body.
So I will say, what are you doing?
And it turns to you and looks at you. And there's no noise that comes from it. Its mouth has been stitched shut. And it has scars on its eyes that run down and up its face. This is familiar to you in the sense that this is someone, or they bear the sort of symbolism and markings of someone from the Silent Syndicate. This
From the
in
one more time, sorry.
The Silent Syndicate. This in particular is a silent monk.
Kind of annoying, this shit. So did he kill it, or you said he impaled Jackson in my dream?
He has impaled Jackson.
I'm gonna say that was an important asset. Why did you do that?
And it just tilts its head at you. Before
Oh, and it was kind of
withdrawing
fun.
this blade back out of Jackson, splattering the wall with blood.
Ah, yeah, yeah. Always killing what is starting to be. Oh, I forgot the word in English. Sorry. That's kind of breaking the immersion.
You're good.
It's not near me. I'm gonna get it sometime.
What is it in French? Let's see if this is
Yeah,
one of the
okay, so
only
I
French
have
words
it, I
we
have
know.
it, I have it. Why are you always killing things that start to be dear to me or people that I kind of like?
And there's no words from it, but it just sort of tilts its head, stands up towards you, raises its hand out, reaches for you. As it sort of begins to close its fist near your face, your hand begins to sear and burn with more pain.
What do I have to lose? I will and I will shake his hand.
As you reach out and you grab this thing's hand and you shake its hand, there is a sense of respect transferred across in this feeling.
Why respect? What the fuck? I'm looking at him like, what do you want? But I don't say that, like, I'm just, okay.
And it takes its sword, holds it by the blade, and passes it handle first to you, still covered in Jackson's blood.
I'm gonna take it, but I'm gonna take the blood away on his shirt.
Yeah, so you grab the sword and you sort of wipe the blood
Yeah.
onto the silent monk's shirt.
On Jackson.
Here you go, have this back.
Not mine.
You're looking a bit pale there. And as you take the sword, it nods at you before leaping forth, grabbing your face as you
And
begin to
kissing me.
feel
Okay.
as you begin to feel a burning pain in your on your face, and you wake up.
Yes, and okay.
You
So
wake
what
up.
happened? Yeah.
There's no blood on the wall. There's no sword.
I'm
in your
gonna
hand.
go check Harry vitals because
Jackson is not injured.
He's not
I'm gonna.
breathing.
He's fucking dead.
You killed him in your sleep.
It's like the thing when you pee in your dream and you just wake up and you just have peed on you.
Happens to you often? Like,
Have you heard
Poor
the, have you heard
Charlie.
the story of the guy who woke up while he was pissing in the oven? Anyway.
Enough about Wombat Saturday nights.
Okay, don't judge me. Continuing.
Yes, and do I still have the sword in my hand or anything?
There is no sword, no injuries, no blood.
I'm gonna go back to sleep.
Aranya.
Wow.
You manage to fall asleep under the comforting overwatch of Mary. As you do so, you have some strange dreams. There's the sound of a heartbeat. And suddenly this darkness gives way to a sort of pale white light, which eventually fades away, and it leads to the familiar visage of the plains outside of Seoul, which overlook where you first met the curator. And suddenly, this heartbeat grows louder, and louder, and louder. And as you sort of stand there looking on, you can feel a dampness coming from just under your eyes. And what you see on your hands is red. It's blood.
Just rubbing it all over her face, like looking down at it. Not in disbelief, but
No.
confusion.
And then you hear some footsteps coming from behind you.
Back stiffens, posture straightens. She just listens.
Footsteps get closer, and a voice comes forth. It says, "Don't worry, it passes. The first few times it's a bit rough, but you get used to it." And this
The
is
eye's bleeding, or people walking up behind me.
the eyes. And this is the familiar voice of Preston.
How often does this happen?
We're not sure about that ourselves, actually. It seems to happen whenever Metanoia has something they want to say to us, but they're not here.
I suppose I should just get used to it then, right?
It's probably for the best.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how mad are they gonna be when they find out they're not the one I want to talk to?
In all honesty, Metanoia is pretty chill. I don't think he'll mind too much, but obviously he has chosen you to be a follower.
I don't know if I like that. I'm not a big fan of being chosen.
Neither were we. But sometimes you must do what you have to.
I'm probably too needy for him. I have lots of things I want, and he's probably not going to like giving them to me. It is a he, right? Yes.
He, they, them, she, whatever.
God.
And for the first time ever since you originally met the twins on the fields outside of Seoul, Starrick speaks and says, "It could be worse. At least, well, you know, you'll get there eventually. Just baby steps."
Baby steps. Right. All right. Okay, I don't have a choice. I'll just go along with it and we'll see what happens.
Clear that Metanoia wanted us to speak to you, otherwise we wouldn't be here. So, let us ask you now, is there anything that we could do for you?
She pauses and kind of like her eyes just like literally drop and she almost looks expressionless for a minute. Can I get back to you on that?
Simply ask for us when you need us. I'm sure we'll be close by.
Thank you.
And they sort of look to each other, reach out their hands, and as they both sort of shake each other's hand, they pull into each other, slam into each other, become a pile of blood and ichor, and they fall down to the ground. The blood begins getting absorbed into the ground. And you hear a heartbeat. Steady. And you feel a presence within you. And you wake up.
Instinctually patting her eyes, looking at her hands that are probably clean.
They're all dry.
She lets out a sigh. Checks that Mary is still present. Goes back to bed.
You go back to bed. Marigold. You sit there on your watch. And you have trouble remaining conscious. For the first time ever, Marigold, you fall asleep.
Oh God.
And in this sleep, you have a dream. You find yourself in Cold Tide. You find yourself below Cold Tide, strapped down to a table. People have been torturing you. You recall this quite vividly. The injuries, the damage to your body. But there's no people there. And as you're stuck on this table, you're trying to wrench your way out and make yourself free. There's nothing. There's a laugh in your head.
Hmm. Is it the familiar cackling laugh that someone is known for?
It's a mechanical laugh.
Mm-hmm.
And you hear a voice. Familiar voice. Saying, "So weak and pathetic." And as you sort of look towards the door, a mechanical monstrosity makes its way through. Something you've never seen before,
Oh, jeez.
but it's carrying a familiar head.
So just got big, hulked out Mork walking in, holding Mary's head. Oh. This can't be real. You can't be real. That can't be what they see when I go quiet.
It's real.
Mm-mm.
And he reaches out and he smacks you on the chest. Says, "As real as that felt."
Felt pretty real. What do you want with me? Why are you doing this to me?
I can help you. You are trapped. I can make you free.
How? And he's like pulling against those restraints again.
Let me in.
No, that doesn't seem right. Pulling again harder at the restraints.
And he goes to the one at your leg. "Let me show you." And he just pulls it off. "I can make you free."
Then do it. You just did my leg. Just free me, the rest of me. Come on.
That's not the way this works.
Thinking about the pain and the torture and just being stuck down here. Fine, do it. Make me free.
And he looks at you, and a sort of red glow appears in his eyes. And you watch as he walks forward, grabs your head, rips it off of your body, pulls your chest apart, and begins to claw his way into you.
Oh my god.
And the last thing you see is bodies. Immense amount of bodies. Dead members of the Frostcast family. Dead members of the Frostshield Union. Dead civilians. And all you see is an arm clawing its way back into you as your head is slammed back onto your body.
Fuck.
This is what happened to you a long time ago, Mary. And you wake up. But you wake up You wake up in Ituby, but not in your room. Wake up out on the streets. Several bodies around you. Your hands covered in blood.
Oh. Do I recognize any of them?
There's a few guards. There's a few civilians. Nothing else.
Just picks up and just starts running into the swamp. Yeah.
You make your way out into the swamp and you wait out there for quite some time. And you feel a whirring in your chest. And what you see is a smaller hand begin clawing its way out of this chest. As your monstrous arms begin to fold away back inside your body, your head folds its way back in, and the head of this weak, pathetic robot who was unable to free himself from capture, replace his head back on top. And Mary regains consciousness.
Ah, I was confused.
Mary.
I already thought Mary had come back.
Mary awakens in the swamps of Ituby.
How did I get here? Where am I? Does he remember any of that?
You've got visions. Like, you've got remnants of the memories of what's happened, yes. What I described of you seeing your hands covered in blood and running off into the bush, Mary remembers. You can remember your dream as well, but that's all.
I think I did it again. I don't know why. And he's gonna make his way out of the swamp and try and head back to the room.
Yeah, you managed to make your way back in, and you take your position back in the corner, sitting on the stool in the corner of the room, just watching over Serenia while she sleeps.
That's a problem for tomorrow.
Suddenly, everyone awakens. Day is upon you.
As Serenia wakes up, she would instinctually pat under her eyes. And when she sees Mary, has dried blood on him. Wait, did I miss something? Okay.
I think I finally fell asleep. And then I woke up in the swamp covered in blood.
Oh, no. She literally just kind of like sighs and then gets out of the bed, finds her water skin, rips off a piece of the bottom of her skirt and gets the water and gets the fabric wet and just like starts wiping the dried blood off of him.
I always wondered what it was like for you all to sleep and you talk about these dreams and you see these fantastical things. And if that's what dreams are, I'd never want to do that again. Never.
Not all dreams are good, Mary. They're really scary.
Your scary dreams end with you leaving a pile of corpses out in the marshes.
Do yours end with your eyes bleeding?
I don't think so.
Whatever this is, you're not alone. You have me, and Ambrose, and Jackson, and Rosie, and even though he doesn't show it, I'm sure Ogin cares about you.
Sure, but what if next time it's not strangers in a swamp?
She sits silent, not sure what to say.
Fuck, do I?
When
So
Ambrose
that
wakes
if it
up, Ambrose
happens-
goes and knocks on Jackson's door. Jackson's. Sorry, I'll get out of the way of your conversation.
Deal with it when it gets there. She would just spend the rest of the time making sure there's no more blood on Mary.
You managed to get him spotless. Jackson, you hear a knock at your door. and
Jackson.
Nadine hear a knock at the door.
Yeah.
Jackson gets up. He's still kind of groggy from last night. He hasn't like brushed his hair. He's wearing common clothes, and he answers the door.
Hey, Sparky, great. I know that we just got here and we're supposed to be here and stuff, but I think we need to go to Hearth. I think we should leave.
What? It's too early.
You want breakfast? I'll go get you some breakfast. And he's holding Moral in his hands like a little baby, like on his back with his little feet in the air.
You know that picture of the wombat? That's what Morrow looks like right now. This one.
Yeah. Just with his head sunken. Yeah. Yeah, I think we should leave. How about you meet me downstairs? I'll go get some tea started. Oh, just kidding. I don't have a pot anymore. Do I still have a pot? Do I have mushroom? I forgot. Is the mushroom real? Do I actually have a mushroom or no?
You have a mushroom.
I do.
Yes.
So I no longer have a pot because I went outside and got soil for it this morning.
I never said it was in the pot.
I used the pot. Oh, the mushroom is on Moral. I got it now. Okay, so I do have a pot to make tea in. Is what I'm getting at. I'm not gonna put Moral in the pot. So, I'll go get tea started. Meet me downstairs. I think we got a lot to catch up on. Okay? Yeah, I think we should leave. He walks away.
Again. Fuck. What have I done?
I don't know what that was about. And he just walks over to his bed and just flops down on it.
Oh.
Cast augury downstairs while he's
Okay.
making the tea, waiting for everybody.
Yeah, sure. You do the augury now.
Should we leave?
Cool. So you get a cold feeling as you breathe in. These are spores from these sticks.
And he kind of tweaks the mushroom on Moral's head and he says, I'm listening. And he goes and finishes up his tea.
Moral will be receiving a change to his character sheet.
Oh,
but
Jesus. Okay.
I will give that to you later. Yeah, so everyone sort of makes their way downstairs and you all sit down back at this table to grab breakfast. Little Ronnie comes over and takes some orders from you. he just fixes some food for you, or you all have your tea, and you're all sat down with each other.
Imagine breakfast is very silent, and it's a lot of all of us looking at our cups.
Nope,
Just-
it's not.
Ambrose won't shut
Okay.
up.
Okay.
Jackson's head's on the table, just hand over his ears.
Is Jackson hungover?
A little bit.
Yeah, I
He
think
fucking
Hogan is
partied last
hangover.
night.
Yeah, Hogan too, but Hogan is good at hiding emotion. So yeah.
So I
So
saw
looks-
this thing, and it looked a lot like the thing that comes out of my shoulders, the thing that makes all the spores come out. And it was talking to the fire, and the fire is its friend. And the fire is from Heart. And I think
Hey,
he told me that I
Ambrose,
need to go back.
Ambrose.
What?
Can you please shut up? I have a headache right now. Can you please stop?
Oh, I have
will
something
lo-
for that.
I will
I have something for that.
love. I will love to hear it later, but not now.
Jackson sits up. Oh, again, that could have been worded a bit delicately. But Ambrose, yes, please be a bit more quiet.
No, it's okay. I sometimes I don't know my own volume, but I can make you something. And he makes him tea from his herbalism kit that he thinks makes headaches go away.
Hangover cure. Cool.
Probably a lot of marijuana.
For the rudeness, Hogan will take it. He
Imagine-
don't take it as good for his body, but he will take it.
Roll a Constitution saving throw.
Imagine both Hogan and Jackson take cups, stare at each other, and just chuck it back.
Serenia's gonna
Oh,
go through her bag, pull out 2 handfuls of things. In one hand are 2 metal-ish looking rods, essentially, and the other hand is 4 dagger quills, like quill daggers that we've seen before. She's gonna hand the one from the set of 2 Rosie and keep one for herself, and she's gonna give everybody else one of the daggers. Just keep these for tonight.
So for the Constitution saving throw, I'm never using that dice again. Because I rolled a 2 first, and now I rolled the 3 plus 5, so that's an 8.
Why are you doing
Literally
Constitution
nothing
saving throw?
happens. It was tea.
Okay.
He's not going to poison you.
But I'm
Yeah.
not. I'm not. I'm not.
Why?
rolling
You got all
that
the
dice
bad rolls
anymore.
out on fake shit. Now you should use it. All the bad juju's gone.
Yeah, it's like the Xander dice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, except for that never runs out of bad juju.
Yeah. It always favor your enemies. So.
All right. Yeah, so you're all sitting down having breakfast quietly or loudly if you're Ambrose, and just sort of quietly discussing. Is there anyone who wants to sort of have any conversations or anything before we get on with the rest of the day? Or
After Ambrose has told like her whole story, Jackson just says, "I understand how you might find that concerning, but it sounds like it was just a dream."
Yeah, but Moral's got a new hat. That wasn't there before.
But you see, Ambrose, it's a plant. You don't choose where it grows.
Moral is not a plant.
that's one
Yeah,
of the
but
changes
his
to
hat.
Mara's character sheet. He's now considered a plant.
Yeah.
Is it?
Right, you got me there.
Did Serenia, when Serenia woke up, did she have the bleeding eyes like she was talking about what she had as in dreams?
Just
No.
completely dry.
Okay, that's fine.
Not even like marks. Just completely fine.
Well, you see, Jackson, I dreamed of someone stabbing you. It made me. I was hurt to see this. So
You also had a dream last night.
I did too.
So did
Was
I.
yours also about where your mama is and a fire and a mushroom?
No, I know where my mama is.
Oh, that's good. What was yours about?
About
What's the start?
Jackson being killed in front of me. I
That
was
must have
deeply
been
sad.
upsetting. Yeah.
Yeah, it was upsetting, and I was sad.
I hope that you didn't shake hands and show a measure of
No,
respect to the person
I
who
fought
did the
him. I
job.
fought him.
Yeah, I bet you did.
Yeah, and I did torture him.
Yeah,
Insight
good.
check.
Ambrose is here to break the fourth wall and not believe everything.
No, I'm
Um,
kidding.
You give Ambrose a feat
Jackson?
saying fourth wall breaking. Could do it once a
Jax,
session.
Sparky,
So
Ian.
was someone doing an inside
No, I
check?
was second the
or-
piss.
No,
Oh, honey.
Oh, okay.
Sparky. Did you have something
Uh,
happen to you? Also, and Shakira, did something happen in your dream?
Shakira.
I got visited by someone who told me about the path ahead.
I also got visited by someone.
Yeah,
Someone's
me too.
plural. Twins.
The twins?
Technically, Mary also got visited by someone. But yeah.
Visited put it a
twins.
little bit.
Visited and possessed, but
I feel like all of our dreams are warnings. What is to come?
I will never let someone touch my Jackson.
I don't think that this just happened by happenstance. You all had awful dreams or strange dreams, but I don't dream and it happened to me. That this wasn't something weird happened. And I finally saw the thing that you see when I'm not around anymore, and it ripped me apart. And that was nasty. So who the hell is making us all dream weird things at the same time?
Well, I think we know the answer to that, don't we?
Snaros. Knew it.
This bitch.
Okay.
So, as you all, you go.
Go ahead. I'm trying to think of how I want to say what I want to say, so continue.
I am not going to continue until no one has anything else to say, because it's very likely that this is going to completely change what happens.
Yeah. Right, maybe we can make sense of these dreams when I'm not so hungover. Maybe we could discuss what we're going to do today.
Yes, well, we have to prepare for whatever comes ahead. My role says we all know everything. It's about to get derailed entirely from what we plan to do, but it's fine. Got nothing.
Nothing? Alright. Has everyone said their piece?
Yep.
Roll initiative. No. No. Yeah. So as you're all sitting around having breakfast, the door to the pig's tail opens.
Preston and Steric.
Well, hello there.
Sneak
It's good to see you
curator.
again.
No.
The familiar visage of a man wearing a blue suit with a book and quill at his side, a well-kept beard and slick back hair, softly graying, wanders up to your table, stands at the edge of it, looks at all of you, says, "All right, let's make a deal." And that's where we'll end tonight's session.
This bitch.
Yeah.
Bitch.
Wombat is a Chad.
Good
This
job.
fucking guy.
I was gonna say something, but I probably can't say that on stream.
I hate that we're ending
well.
right now, but I want to do this with Callie, so it makes sense that we're ending right now,
Yeah.
but I fucking hate it.
But also, this is just where I was going to end us anyway. So
Yeah.
And just you know, Cryo, I think Hogan cares about you. He just said that so you won't be killed.
Jackson was not paying
Wholesome.
attention at all.
What's happening to Moral? What did you do to Moral?
I didn't do anything.
Did you hurt him?
I didn't do anything.
You did something.
It sounds
didn't
like
do
he's getting a
anything. Oh, I
fungal
didn't do
infection
this,
from being
Ambrose.
in contact with
You
Ambrose.
did.
I didn't do anything.
Look,
That's the
Wombat's just doing what
problem.
his character would do.
What?
I said Wombat's just doing what his character would do.
What happened to Moral?
It's fine.
Take us off the stream so tell me what happened to Moral.
Only if
Well,
you say
I mean,
please.
I'm
No.
I'm
Now.
Fuck you.
Bye, everybody. Catch you later.